Hey VC, welcome back. Derek here, and I'm recording this Thursday evening, but I'm probably going to post it tomorrow morning. So how's everybody doing? Everybody holding up okay? As you guys can tell, got 1 down, 3 to go, so I'm doing all right. You know, last year it was all about OK Boomer, and now it's all about the KO Boomer. So it's just how it goes. But yeah, I only got 4 items to share tonight, so yeah, things have been kind of slow online, I guess. You know, you'd think people would kind of be wanting to sell their items if they're out of business or something, but just not been finding any good deals for myself online very much lately, so things have been kind of pretty slow. You know, ever since the last video, yeah, just these 4 purchases, and it's probably gonna be quite a while till I get a haircut too, and so that should be pretty interesting. This is probably the longest I ever grow it out, just because it gets so curly, and you know, especially when it starts warming up outside, it gets so fuzzed out and frizzy. Not good. It's unfortunate because I wish I had like more straight hair, but people wish they had my curly hair as well, so what can you do? Anyways, we're going to dive into these and talk about them. So first up on deck is a reissue that I picked up on, and I've been keeping my eyes peeled on this one, and the reason I say that is because it's got peeling in the title. And this one, of course, I've known for quite a while, but kind of came back in my mind to keep close watch on this one, because I know Randy's played it in his live streams, and it kind of reminded me, yeah, this is a pretty good one to keep an eye on, you know. And finally found a reissued copy for well under the valued price typical reissues go for. It was in the teens, and so I just snatched this one. This is The Peeling of Tangerine, and the band's Tangerine. You know, quite a obvious cover there. This was a private pressing from 1971. This band was based out of like the Pittsburgh area, and you know, initially I thought this album was really good when I first listened to it years back, but now when I listen to it again and again, it gets kind of boring after a while, after numerous amount of listens, just because of the short run time. And you know, you kind of wish, for the talents this band has, you kind of wish they kind of did a little more. They had great talent, but you know, you kind of wish they mixed it up a little more, and you know, maybe just didn't keep such a straightforward style. You know, because there's like 2 distinctive styles going on here. You know, kind of opens up with 3 tracks sort of in a Santana flavored, you know, Latin jazz rock kind of flavor. And it's like the same percussive, you know, movements going on, and the same guitar licks. And then you got the closing track, which is like the middle of the album, AJF, which was Al Ferrero, who was the lead guitarist of this band. And there was 2 brothers in the band, the Ferrero brothers, who played lead guitar, and then Lynn Crash Ferrero did the congas. And yeah, AJF was probably the highlight off here. Kind of the most consistent heavy track on this one. It's where they kick the fuzz up a notch, and then it closes with My Main Woman, which is a 13-minute side-long track. And then it has like a 5-minute drum solo, so it's kind of unfortunate, but for what it is, you know, it's kind of, you have to think of the charm about it, you know. You just kind of have to benefit for what the album is, you know. But for what it offers, it's pretty nice. It's still like a 4 out of 5 for me. But it's not something I would return to very often. But it'd be like, oh yeah, it's got some sweet spots in it, but after a while it gets kind of old. And this is definitely, you know, you can definitely call this a hype sticker because this is very exaggerated hype sticker here. Um, you know, not all necessarily true what you're going to get into, fuzzed out guitars, as if the whole album is fuzzed out. It doesn't really sound anything like Iron Butterfly, and so yeah, but it's pretty good though. It's on the Outsider label, which is always a trusted label in my opinion. So I picked this up for a good price, and yeah, I remember Randy playing that on his live streams, and so it kind of just reminded me to maybe just keep an eye on for that one. Speaking for long time ones, this is one that I've been trying to track down for ages, like as in like probably 5 years. But this is one that I always find beat to shit copies, and this is one where the cover is kind of worn. This is one of those covers that you always find it ring worn, but the disc is very, very nice, and it was a very comfortable price. It was about the average price, a little undervalued, but I was just like, screw it, let's go for it. And so I picked up a original copy of Wilkinson Tricycle on the Date label, which was associated with Epic Records. And there's Epic reissues of this album as well. This is kind of like one of those underrated power trios you never hear about much from the East Coast. Same producers that produced Yesterday's Children on Map City, and not too much information about this band really. They were such short-lived that there's really no history about them. They were rumored to have supported Velvet Underground during like '69 period, and one of the members, I believe it was Richard Porter, I believe, or David Mello, one of the guitarists, later went on to play with H.Y. Sledge, which was an album I showed a while back, which is a good album. Otherwise, I don't think the other guys did anything really. And also of note, the track What Have I is also featured on Yesterday's Children, which was originally a Wilkinson Tricycle track. But musically, it's kind of a mixed bag of material in the sort of hard rock and folk rock sort of vein. It's for the most part, hard-edged folk rock. It does have like one Baroque pop track, which is kind of throws the album off pace a little bit, but to me it kind of fits. I enjoy that track, David's Rush. But my favorite tracks are like in the middle of the album, Portia Poe and Antique Locomotives. Antique Locomotives is probably my favorite off here. It's a hard rock cut with some pop hooks with like a Beatle-esque vocal harmonies going on. And then the closing track is like a song about going to the dentist, Yellow Wall, which is kind of funny. And then I didn't even know about this. This copy actually had the lyric sheet insert with it, so that's kind of neat. Didn't know this was included with this copy, so that's very nice. So yeah, like I said, you'll always find cheap copies that are really beat up, but this one was about the right price because in the end, there's no seam splits or anything. It's just really ring worn, but plays like a beast, and it's a very clean copy. It's on that green Date label. Got a nice shine to it. Nice sheen to it. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a sleeper in some, to some collectors perhaps, but I'll get that back in later maybe. Yeah, not everybody is on board with that album, as far as like calling it a, major label one and done site classic, but it's got some mild psych elements to it, but for the most part, it's pretty good for what it is. So those are the two LPs I'm going to share, and then I got two 45s I picked up. Um, One was, well, these are both I picked up locally from a seller in Omaha. Two different sellers though. This is one. So one day I just decided to go on Discogs, and I've always known about this label, but I just decided to kind of investigate what there was on this label from Omaha, the Pacific Avenue label. And I was just kind of looking at stuff, and I knew there were some very expensive singles on there, like LA Carnival was one of them, which is like a funk soul single that sells for like $1,000. I think Derek Higgins has a copy of that. But yeah, you can probably find some in the thrift stores eventually. But this is one, there are some garage and psych singles as well, and this is one that I just kind of discovered just searching through Discogs. And this is Straight River Band. The A side is Bound and Determined. That's the Pacific Avenue label. And the flip side is the winner on this one, When I Wake Up. And that track is featured on YouTube if you want to check that out. And this band, Straight River Band, was actually pre-Froggy Beaver, which was a progressive band out of Omaha. So this is their previous effort, and they don't sound anything alike, really. But yeah, this is kind of, I would say Bound and Determined is kind of more like a, Young Rascals kind of sounding garage pop. Nothing too special. But the flip side, When I Wake Up, if I remember right, it's kind of like a moody pop psych piece with a brief but nice sizzling fuzz solo in the mix. So it's nothing too extraordinary, but just thought I'd pick it up because I didn't know what the A side was going to be like, and this was very cheap when I purchased it, so still kind of neat to own, because I like to pick up some local things like this. So I was very glad to investigate the label a little bit. There are a few others that I just can't find any clips of on different MP3 sites or YouTube or Pop Psych or anything, so I'm gonna have to wait till a copy goes low enough till I feel comfortable snagging it, so I'll have to wait on that one. And then this one I picked up, I don't think this is the right company sleeve, but this one was really cheap for like 10 or $12, and this is Bump. Winston Built the Bridge on the Pioneer label. And this is the non-LP track. If you guys know the band Bump, they are from Michigan. They had one LP, and then they have like a archival LP that was released later on. But this B-side's featured on their album Singin' to the Wind. And this is pretty good. I've been kind of looking for this single. It's kind of hard to find though. I think their other singles are a little more easier, but this non-LP track is tougher for some reason. I've always enjoyed Winston Built the Bridge. It's kind of like a UK flavored sort of pop psych, some wah-wah guitar, really catchy chorus line with some nice organ going on. And Singing to the Wind kind of reminds me of Bee Gees' Spicks and Specks a little bit, the way the harmony kind of bounces along. Anyways, yeah, the Bump LP though is really collectible, probably something I'm never gonna own down the road, but something I really enjoy. Spider's Eyes, it's a really killer track on that record. And this came out a year before the LP did as well, so it's pretty cool. Cool to pick that up. So yeah, hope everyone's doing well, keeping safe, and don't know when I'm going to post another one because I've only purchased one other LP coming in the mail, which I'm stoked about. Um, I hope to go live perhaps this weekend. We'll see. I actually did I tested my laptop before I even made this video to see if I could even record, if I could record a video on my laptop, and it actually kind of glitched out a little bit, so that might just be an internal thing, but hopefully on a live stream, since I'm using YouTube's platform, hopefully it'll just work better, but we'll see. I'll test it out perhaps this weekend if I'm in the mood, so um, we'll see what happens, but hopefully live streams will start again soon. I hope they do, because I do enjoy them, and I know some of you guys did too, so it's just, things are going on in my life as well, and some of us are just kind of busy, and I'm kind of just one of those weird people where I kind of have to be in the mood to do it, I just don't want to feel like obligated or forced to do something I don't want to do, So, I'm keeping pretty mellow over here, and hope you guys are too, so just taking it easy. So, thanks again, guys. If you got any questions, let me know, and keep spinning those wrecks, and catch you later, boomers.